Hey you. Good evening and morning to ya. Siggy Sig dropped a few gems about some upcoming gameplay additions, and they are super welcome because new ships and visual chocolate is human, but more gameplay is divine. I'm of course talking about capacitors and operator mode, so let's get into it. Like up, sub up, and ring up like a boss. At first I thought Siggy Sig was doing their version of Elite's way of throwing power into different systems, and they kinda are with some differences. So your ship will have a capacitor that will build up a pool of surplus energy that you can move into your systems needed for combat, such as thrusters and weapons, which will raise their performance. They didn't explicitly say shields, but you know, shields too. The effect is temporary and only lasts until you use up the energy that you've assigned to your systems. If you've played Elite Dangerous, this will sound familiar. In there, your energy is generated by your power plant and then stored in your distributor, and then you prioritize which main systems the distributor will feed power to, or just have it feed them power equally. And it's a constant process, so you can retain good performance for a reasonable amount of time as long as you've upgraded your components to a state where there's no bottleneck between power plant and distributor. In Star Citizen, it sounds like the capacitor will be drip-fed surplus power, which will eventually build up into enough to throw into your main systems for a short boost. So the question is, can you do things to charge your capacitor quicker? Maybe go idle for a bit, turn off some non-essential systems, cut off some lights. Way back before my time, Teddy P said turn off the lights, but now you might want to leave them on for your buddies joining you on the bridge. Introducing operator mode, where those chairs next to you can finally change the game. The initial version is missile operator mode, which will give your co-pilot the ability to lock and slap your enemies with some hot explosives riding on thrusters.
But wait, there's more!
In addition to locking and firing, new UI will tell you how well you're actually locked, which translates to your chances of actually hitting your selected target. This is represented by a bar in the HUD next to the missile that's currently armed. Before you start locking, you can pre-select how many missiles you'll want to fire. So feel free to select your entire stock, cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war. That's not a Shakespeare quote, that's General Chang, man. Other operator modes will follow down the road, but really I just want to be able to keep my hands on the controls and let my co-pilot request docking or open the hangar doors while I pour up some champagne. Make it happen, Captain. The missiles themselves have received a rework. They'll have limited fuel, so you can actually outrun them without having to quantum to the nearest jump point. This is good news, since right now, if you don't have any cover nearby, it's pretty much a wrap when somebody sends cross-section missiles your way. When the rework is released, fired missiles will start in the boost phase to get to their top speed. Then intercept phase, where they'll assume a pursuit angle on the target. And finally, terminal phase, when it gets close and makes the minor adjustments needed to make contact with the target. So if you have those phases in mind when somebody's locking you, you can use that knowledge to exploit opportunities to evade them. What they didn't mention is that if you quantum away from missiles at just the right time, they'll turn into a very surprised sperm whale and a bowl of petunias. I think the idea of capacitors is dope, especially for combat, but I'm wondering how well it will work outside of pew pew. It looks like it gives the savvy pilot a way to exploit opponents who just rely on credits to buy an advantage, so that's a good thing. But will it be useful for when you approach your planet a little too hot and you need to flip over and burn in the opposite direction? Can you make a quick decision to throw capacitor power into shields to save you from a rocky overcharge while mining? What's the EM signature trade-off for a trader when you've got pirates in the area scanning for a target? Do you have Dogecoin diamond hands or tissue paper extremities during a dip? These are the questions, people. If you're like me, you gotta be wondering where you're gonna bind these extra buttons for capacitor functions. I use the X56 holders and I pretty much maxed out all my available buttons and switches for Star Citizen, so now I'm thinking about additional devices for more buttons, but then again, I ain't the Dogecoin millionaire, and hundreds of dollars for some additional buttons don't sound like a good look, boss.
Buttons aren't toys.
But anyway, enough about bindings that don't exist yet. As far as missile operator mode or any of the operator modes they'll implement down the road, will the pilot be able to take back control of scanning or missiles if you find yourself needing those functions while your co-pilot is AFK extracting a hot pocket from a dirty microwave? It's a legit question. I think of the Banu Defender and how somebody can just take control of the ship from you just by taking a seat in the other cockpit. The Carrack too, right? From the upstairs bridge. I hope we don't have to wait for them to implement the permission system as a solution to rescinding control of ship systems. But anyway, operator mode and thruster capacitors V1 are tentative for 3.14, so hopefully we'll see them in the game very, very soon, or fairly soon. Soon, Tim. We're waiting on the big Nova tank to hit the pledge store so we can crank up a big boy in-game contest to give away a C2 Hercules Starlifter and Nova tank combo on that ass, courtesy of a very cool cat that wishes to remain anonymous. Yes. So stay tuned in to my channel to find out what kind of dirt you gotta get on your hands to win that, young Starscream. In the meantime, this Saturday, May 15th, our organization, The Commission, is hosting the Stanton Triathlon. A big race across Stanton in ships, dragonflies, and good old space legs. RSI gift cards going to the top 3 finishers. So if you want to get down with us, hit up the good old Discord and go to the events channel for the info. Link is in the description. But that's my time for now. I'll see you out in the verse. Fly dirty citizens. Big 2021 boss love to the 16, count them, 16 wise men, aka the executive producers of this joint. Thanks for keeping the lights on and the bandwidth cracking over here. Big Beard of Odin, Safety Speeder, Gino Garone, hold on, from Tarboy to Starboy, Mystery of the Universe, Mike Alvera, where is he at? The hardest streamer on the planet, Saucy One, Sauce God, Slick Dick Dansley, that name dude. Commander Blackout, aka Astronomer on Wheels, Phantasm, the Digital Game Hoarder, Wine on Demand Guru JP Stravinsky. Sweet Jumps, I need some more Napoleon Dynamite jokes for that. Eyes Open 2018 in the building, Momo, the Bad Token Race Club. Hit us up, man, we trying to get on with that, man. John Arcadian, the Star Citizen Prodigal Son. The man welcome at any barbecue, Smoked Meato, and Keyword Studios, the good folks behind the scenes of all your favorite games. Big thanks, executives, you are much appreciated. Big 7-Up salute and shout out to all the fans supporting the Dig That in Space Sim Arts. Salute to the mother, Buster Boy, Guillotine Girl, SM, Commander Dr. Digital, Space Pirate Big Morgan, the Treasurer, Zayla Maru, Commander Leviathan Soul, Timeout 420 Twin, Train Man Rob, Dead Eye 8IO, Figment, Evil Weasel, Titan Prime, Crash Test, Zed, Cool Breeze, aka Search and Rescue Leader, Captain Rico, aka Executive Rico, Commander Cool, the coolest cool comer in the bunch. Big thanks, Fambinos. That's my time, ladies and germs with perms. To the next video, Fly Dirty Citizens. My name's Dig That, and I'm ready for some summer love.